I'm Todd Lewis from Fiasco Sports, reporting for the SA Footballer magazine. Today I'm joined by Shane Cooke from the Pulteney Football Club in Division 5, and he's going to do our weekly roundup. So we'll just go through the results from the weekend. Smithfield got over Elizabeth by 29 points. Hectorville defeated Lockleys by 18 points. Blackfriars Old Scholars had a big win over CBC Old Collegians by 39 points. Glenunga defeated Greenacres by 33 points. And unfortunately, Pulteney didn't have a game due to the circumstances with Rosewater. So your season ended last week. Obviously, a bit of a disappointing year. How did you see the last round last week?
Last week for us, in general,
Yeah.
it was a good win for us when we played last round. But with those rounds, there's a couple of interesting wins there, which, by the looks of it, knocked Lockleys off top spot, which means Hectorville get the week off next week in the finals, and that's going to be a good game next week with Lockleys and I think it's Blackfriars.
Okay. And just on your season, how did you see your year play out? How do you think you need to respond next year?
Our season was very, very difficult. We had 50 players play A grade this year, so a lot of injuries, including myself very early on. We had a lot of players get injured and miss a lot of footy. So we had 6 players miss over half the year of footy due to major injuries. So that makes it difficult to win games of footy when you've always got 3 or 4 ins each week. So it was a tough year, probably the toughest year of footy I've been involved in injury-wise.
Yeah, well, so I guess the flip side of that is a lot of blokes got opportunity to play. Did you find a few players this year due to the injuries?
Yeah, we definitely did, especially a couple of our younger players who needed to stand up. Obviously, with a young group, it ended up being a really young group. We had a couple of disappointing games, but then we had a couple of games where even early on in the year we were able to knock off Rosewater at home, which was big considering they were sitting second or third on the table at that stage, and we knocked off Glenunga a couple of weeks ago and they're going to be playing finals. So yeah, it was good for a couple of young boys to come up, stand up and take their opportunities when they got them.
Yeah, we're obviously not allowed to talk about it too much, but Rosewater getting suspended from the competition obviously changed the whole landscape of the whole competition. How do you think clubs are still adapting to the fact that they aren't in it anymore?
I think when it comes to probably the last 3 games, it really probably didn't matter too much to our division. They were meant to play Elizabeth out of Elizabeth, who finished bottom, us who finished second bottom, and one other side. So it didn't really affect too much. It just gave either CBC or Glenunga the chance to take their spot. And in the end, Glenunga, I guess, won 3 at their last 3 games to take the spot. And yeah, so really it probably didn't affect us or worry us too much. Obviously, it just means we finish in July rather than August.
Okay, we'll look forward to the finals, even though Pulteney won't be competing. If I can just get a tip on who you think will win this week. Lockleys take on Blackfriars Old Scholars.
Lockleys, yeah. Lockleys comfortably, I reckon.
And Smithfield take on Glenunga. You mentioned Glenunga being able to get into finals. Do you reckon they could cause an upset?
If it wasn't at Smithfield, yeah. But our Smithfield out at Smithfield, they've proved that they can knock off any side out there. So, Smithfield at Smithfield.
And you mentioned before that Hectorville obviously got the week off. Do you think they're now the team to beat? They're in the best position to obviously win it all?
I still actually think Lockleys are the team to beat, even though Hectorville obviously knocked them off last round. Over the year, Lockleys have to me been the best side over the year, especially when we've played against them. They've shown that they've got the versatility, both tall and small, to beat anyone.
And do you think, obviously not playing anymore, you'll try and get out and have a look at this competition because you're obviously involved in it? It's still there'd be a level of interest there in who takes the chocolates.
Yeah. Well, our B grade finished top, so we'll definitely be out and about watching all the games. So especially wherever our B grade is going to be playing, I'll definitely be there watching that and then watching the game after. So yeah, it'll still be interesting, and I've got a few mates that play around, so it'll be good to see. Hopefully one of them walks away with a premiership at the end of the year.
Okay, thank you, Shane. I'm Todd Lewis from Fiasco Sports, reporting for the SA Footballer magazine. Today I've been joined by Shane Cooke from the Pulteney Football Club in Division 5, and he's done our weekly roundup.